There are many reasons why I like the Stellar blockchain, but probably at the top of the list is when Daniil Dixon shows up in front of the U.S. House Committee on Financial Services just to tell the people how amazing the XLM blockchain is. We got a clip, guys. We're going to jump to it 3 minutes and 10 seconds in. And it's going to explain, this is from 4 days ago, posted by Daniil Dixon on LinkedIn, that she had the opportunity to speak with Committee on Financial Services about the fundamental right of blockchain. The intersection of policy and blockchain technology will define the next era of global finance, in her words. And if that is to be true, well, XLM, man, if you're new to XLM, over the last few years, they have established a track record that positions them directly in the middle of policy and blockchain technology. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Wade. You're listening to another edition of the DHN Crypto Podcast. I've been in this space since 2019 and I've researched over 1,000 digital assets. And the only reason I sit here in front of this camera is to share all that knowledge with you. All I ask in return, you hit that like button. But I'm sure someone in the back will tell you that it's not for me. We're doing it for crypto. And we're definitely dropping it for XLM, guys. So let me pull up this clip here. And we're going to jump to about
and members of the committee.
10 seconds.
Thank you for inviting me to testify today. My name is Daniil Dixon.
How she describes
I am the CEO and
the
executive
XLM
director of the
today.
Stellar for the Faint of Heart.
And then obviously, I'm going to lay down the context. I find it so weird how LinkedIn
realizes the opportunity these innovations offer.
Here we go.
But leads the way on the global stage. We know that blockchain-powered innovation is not about replacing the existing financial system. It's about enhancing it. It's about using the right tool for the job and creating an interoperable and accessible global financial system. Digital wallets and stablecoins built on blockchain networks, combined with crypto-to-cash on and off-ramps on Stellar across more than 180 countries and 475,000 locations, deliver exactly that. A better financial system for everyone. The use cases happening right now show the actual power of combining new and traditional technologies to achieve real-world results. From streamlining humanitarian aid disbursements globally to facilitating secure, cashless payments to workers in the global south, to reducing barriers to Americans to access tokenized financial products. This technology is improving access, removing barriers, streamlining the movement of money, providing new product opportunities for traditional finance, and saving millions of dollars for financial institutions and organizations that are embracing it. The strength and growth of the US dollar is also something that this tool set has already enabled. Stablecoins, which have been a big focus for this committee, have become an incredible tool for enhancing payments across the globe. Indeed, it is the US dollar-backed stablecoins that are in the highest demand globally. Stablecoins provide a global digital asset with price stability, enabling swift, low-cost transfers and easy conversion to local currency, thus addressing critical financial needs in volatile or underserved regions. And all of this matters in the US because the stablecoin market has now surpassed $190 billion, and almost 99% are all US dollar denominated stablecoins. In practice, stablecoins are a way for people around the globe to hold and spend digital dollars. That's why the US must lead the stablecoin debate and not watch from the sidelines. In that spirit, Chairman McHenry seamlessly built upon the foundation that Ranking Member Waters established last Congress and has collaborated across the aisle and the industry to get legislation in place for innovators to take advantage of the digital asset opportunity. We praise Chairman McHenry, Ranking Member Waters, and this committee for working to create a more defined regulatory framework for crypto and blockchain, supporting legislation that would provide regulatory clarity without stifling innovation or preventing technological advancements. And in light of all that, and as this is his last hearing as chair of this committee, we thank Chairman McHenry for his tireless efforts and hope the spirit of championing innovation that Ranking Member Waters and Chair McHenry have used with respect to blockchain and digital assets lives on. Thank you for your time.
Listen, Donald, You looking for people to fill your cabinet? Okay, I don't know why Miss Dixon is not high on his list. I think they will though, because now I'm finna show you the track record that the Stellar Development Foundation has laid over the last few years. Part of the reason why I cannot get enough of looking into this asset. So what I got highlighted here is Daniil's previous testimony before the U.S. House Committee on Financial Services, December 8th, 2021. Now I'm starting to think this is an annual thing. It always comes out in December, it looks like. But in this testimony, this was one of the first. This was the one where it was her, it was Jeremy Allaire from Circle, and I believe as well as a representative from Coinbase, and Mr. Brian Brooks, who was he's just linked up with Hedera, some sort. Somebody remind me in the comments. But that was from that meeting. And I'm telling you guys, no one in the crypto space wanted to give Stellar respect for that moment. Not a single person. However, look at what everyone is talking about now. All right. Listen to how she described what they're building on Stellar. With MoneyGram, they're building a solution on Stellar that enables seamless conversion between cash and digital assets. MoneyGram's leading global network integrates the Stellar blockchain to enable cash funding and payout in different currencies of the consumer's choice using a stablecoin, Circle's USDC, issued by my fellow witness, Jeremy Allaire's company. In real terms, consumers will be able to send value in a stablecoin and easily convert to local fiat currency for instant pickup at participating MoneyGram locations globally. Now, without dragging this on any further, I'll just jump to the last sentence. Their transactions with USDC are traceable on the network, being Stellar, safer and more secure than transacting in cash. It provides consumers with options for improved efficiency, reduced risk, and strong competitive pricing pressure. So why do I bring that up? Well, ever since this moment, the two companies that we have heard about the most in relation to stablecoin advancements here in the United States, it's been Circle and Stellar. Why do you think Ripple wanted to put the stablecoin on the market so quickly in the first place? Because they were aware of what was around the corner. Circle, for example, in 2024, looks like October, Circle appointed to board position on U.S. government-led partnership to combat illicit finance. So Circle is working with this new illicit virtual asset network, which, simple terms, this is a government surveillance tool that Circle is lending their technology to. No details as to if this is strictly focused on crypto transactions or financial transactions in general. I'm sure reading more so into this subject will give you that answer. That wasn't my focus for this episode. What I wanted to show you was Circle's relationships with the U.S. government and how they're similar to the ones that Stellar has established. For example, when you go to Stellar's Anchor directory and we just scroll down to the United States, it gives you another idea of the certain players that are using the XLM blockchain that also have influence in those same rooms. Obviously, there's Circle there, Franklin Templeton, which we all know about, MoneyGram, obviously, and Wisdom Tree. I truly believe that the relationships formed after her testimony in 2021 obviously opened the door for more testimonies, what we saw from this week, but it also gave Stellar Development an advantage from a reputation standpoint, knowing that they were contributing to the think tanks, the thought process, and as I'll show you in a few moments here, some of the frameworks being put down by trusted government-related organizations. It truly made it easier for a lot of the applications that we see running on Stellar today. And again, you got Ripio, Payfura. A lot of these places are, multinational. IDT is another one, strictly in the United States. CoinMe, Coinbase, obviously. CoinFlip. CoinMe and CoinFlip places XLM tokens in 12,000 ATMs across the United States. And if it's probably going to be more in 2025. But that's just one angle to it, guys. I want to go deeper a little bit into Stellar's work with the Commodity Futures and Trading Commission. They established this relationship back in 2023, right? Again, another story that, although reported by the top crypto publications, market did not show them no love. It was as if the CFTC wasn't relevant to crypto. Oh man, how have things have changed. But you can see here, Stellar joined CFTC's Global Markets Advisory Committee as one of 4 crypto organizations. This report was from January of 2023. As of looking at the website to this morning, they're still one of 4. They are still one of 4, ladies and gentlemen. And it also makes me think about this story here. And one of you plugged me in with this. Coinbase expands CFTC regulated futures with silver and stellar contracts. I think the confusion was that these stellar futures contracts were supposed to be backed by silver. Not yet. We ain't there yet. It would be nice. But what we have here is a CFTC regulated futures product that is tracking Stellar. And again, I do not think, had Stellar Development Foundation not established a relationship with the CFTC, we would not see Coinbase expanding regulated futures to Stellar and silver. So let's keep on looking to learn just where SDF and the CFTC are related, right? Global Markets Advisory Committee, the GMAC, which was originally created in 1998, but they have added members, taken away members, adjusted with the times, added subcommittees, things like that. But the primary members, that's what's most important. And you can see them here. We got HSBC being represented, British Petroleum, the Chamber of Digital Commerce, another ally for Stellar Development, by the way, Citadel, DTCC, GFMA, Goldman Sachs, Nomura, which is still on Hedera's governing council, if I'm not mistaken. And then right under Nomura, you have Miss Candace Kelly from the Stellar Development Foundation, Chief Legal and Policy Officer. You got ISDA on here. And you have Uniswap Labs. There are a couple of other blockchain networks here, but that's the first one. They're on the same tier as Stellar Development by being the primary member of this GMAC. And then you also have here, too, representation from BlackRock, Morgan Stanley, JP Morgan, BNY Mellon, Fidelity. Big names in the space, right? Well, let's take a look at subcommittees real quick. Digital Asset Market Subcommittee. This is where we find the other 2 blockchain projects, one being Aptos, co-founder and CEO is there, and then Crypto.com. I keep trying to tell y'all, Crypto.com sits in the background, man. They working with everybody. They be there. But that's not our focus. You see also, too, Franklin Templeton. And then Sandra Rowe, CEO of the Global Blockchain Business Council. That incorporates your Algorand, your Hedera, your Ripple right there, because they're members of that council. And then attached to that, you also have the U.S. Blockchain Business Coalition, which is a essentially subcommittee of the Global Blockchain Business Council. So these are lovely connections, guys. Oh, look at Polygon Labs. All right. Okay, so there's one more. There's one more. All the more reason why this relationship is so exclusive, and how, if it wasn't for the relationship that they had with CFTC, we wouldn't get regulated products like this. Really would not get it. Now, something else that the CFTC is up to, and I mentioned this in a Ripple episode, I believe, but there's a discussion right now about the use of DLT, for non-cash collateral. And you remember that utility tokens working group that we stumbled upon? I still haven't found a document that states names, but I'm beginning to assume that Stellar would probably be a part of that utility tokens workstream, as they call it, of the digital assets market subcommittee. Okay, so that would tie it to the subcommittee, which would include Aptos, Polygon, Uniswap. But you can't tell me that Stellar Development, they're not having conversations. So, but the point I wanted to show you was what their plan is essentially here. So what they want to do is encourage the use of DLT for the use of non-cash collateral to meet margin requirements. Now, if you're not in finance, what that simply means is that they're encouraging the use of the networks that we invest in, like Stellar, Ripple, Algorand, Hedera, Quant can be included as well. It's a DLT, XDC. They're encouraging the use of networks like that to facilitate transactions that don't involve cash. So let me give you an example. Let's say you're an investor, you're a top tier investor, and you have a bunch of stock in a ETF or something, right? An asset that isn't exactly tangible, it isn't physical. And you want to redeem those for cash. The existing issue is that with cash, it slows down the process, as well as you have to deal with the market factors, volatility, things like that. Well, they look to incorporate DLT to kind of skirt past that process. So that way, even if the market conditions are a mess, you can redeem your digital assets through a DLT channel and get a token back or the cash equivalent. The key thing, though, is the use of DLT as what drives the transaction. Whether you want to get it back in the form of a token or you want to redeem it in the form of cash, as opposed to taking the traditional method through a broker that may be bogged down because of transactions or volatility or the platform, whatever may be the cause. You can instead take the DLT route and expedite the process. So, still a lot of education to be acquired on this subject. That's why I share these things with you, because oftentimes y'all know more about it than I do. I have come to learn that. But to my understanding, this is good for us. It's going to encourage the use of DLTs and DLTs that we invest in. Now, this is reminding me of a similar environment in Ukraine. Stellar has been doing the same thing in Ukraine for about the same amount of time, guys. And we covered this in an episode not too long ago where there was a new payment network that had launched on Stellar in Ukraine, and it was tied into this story here. The Ukrainian Ministry of Development of Digital Transformation to develop virtual assets and facilitate CBDC infrastructure on the Stellar development network. So this ultimately evolved from a CBDC. As you can see, this was in 2021. It evolved from a CBDC to what is called the e-hryvnia. This is essentially a stablecoin. It's a digital dollar backed by Ukraine's native currency. We saw in the clip from a Davos meeting that took place just last year that the head of the Ministry of Digital Transformation has already tested the pilot on the Stellar blockchain and plans on receiving his salary going forward in the e-hryvnia. So he's going to make Stellar blockchain technology a pivotal part of his life, ladies and gentlemen. Talk about utility. But as you can see here, they expedited the development, and we already know where it is. And then it's also exposed us to this DCM, Instant Payments Network, which you saw Stellar's technology utilized as part of the Transparent Network, the union of is a union of members of the Independent Association of Banks of Ukraine. This is to create a modern financial infrastructure network of instant real-time payments. There's another component to this, though, because none of that would have formed had the Stellar Development Foundation not established a relationship with the Ministry of Digital Transformation. But there's another player in this story that is not often talked about. we're going to go over to this report from HopTrail, guys. And this is from February of this year. Ukrainian crypto donations top 60 million. Touched on a lot of that too in that episode. But one player I forgot to mention was a Ukrainian-based exchange called Whitebit. And as you can see here, in addition to Binance, venues such as Ukraine-based Kuna and Estonia-headquartered Whitebit, both set up and run by Ukrainian nationals, have been primary recipients, off-ramps of crypto donations to Ukraine. So, Whitebit, very crucial to the support that goes into Ukraine, right? We'll see, back in June of 2022, Whitebit integrates USDC on Stellar, but that ain't it. A couple years later, they said, hey, we like your network. What else you got to offer us? Hey, you ever heard of MoneyGram? Yes, we have. Stellar welcomes Whitebit to MoneyGram access to enhance crypto to cash services. So the point I'm getting at here, guys, is that with XLM, you have an example, a rare example of a foundation in Stellar development that is the proponent of a technology, a open source technology that can be used by anyone in the form of the Stellar network, developing a relationship with a body like the Ministry of Digital Transformation or the Commodity Futures and Trading Commission that ultimately paves the way for applications and outreach and influence that positions Stellar, that network, above so many others. That's why when you ask me, Stellar or XRP, you can't go wrong with either one of them. They're both just as dangerous. They are both just as dangerous at what they do. So, with that, guys, don't forget to download your DHN Crypto Starter Kit. We will be doing a 2025 version, and don't worry, I will update the links. And don't think that you have to get rid of this one in order for the 2025, to get the 2025 version. No, I'll make them interoperable. But you get your 5 verticals of crypto, guys, ways to understand the crypto space, the criteria, how to evaluate crypto assets. Again, our conversation over here, new financial system. I'll never tell you that you ought to invest in the stuff that we invest in. If you like the conversation we have over here and it compels you to make an investment decision, then that's on you. I will tell you, welcome to the group. But outside of that, these criteria will help you research any asset that you want to get into, meme coins included. Outside of that, you get links to various crypto ecosystems, the good, the bad, the ugly. It's to give you the best understanding of how these ecosystems operate on a daily basis. Outside of that, you'll also get tools and resources, links to various analytics outlets, news outlets as well. It took me years to gather all this info, and I just saved you about 5.5 years of time in these 6 pages. So make sure you get down to the description, download that DHN Crypto Starter. And then again, guys, on the subject of stablecoins, the main exchange that I use now, have been since 2020, is Uphold. I went from Coinbase to Uphold, and I have not gone back to Coinbase because Uphold just has it all. And to the point of stablecoins, right now they are opening their new Uphold rewards feature where you can get up to 5.25% on your stablecoin holdings. This is also outside of your typical dollar holdings, which you can get an additional 4.9% on. I'm telling you, Uphold is not just a crypto platform, ladies and gentlemen. This is a digital asset management system, and I really hope that you get involved with it. Gold is on there as well. Other national currencies that you can look at. Still learning that game. But check out Uphold, guys. Link to that will be in the pinned comment as well as in the description. And then lastly, you want to support the channel? Check out the merch. Use code word HUSTLE. Get 25% off your order for the rest of the year. This is running until January 1st. And then we'll definitely be dropping some new stuff for the spring. Found the right supplier and the right distributor as well. That's why this website looks so nice. So with that, y'all know what time it is. If that money is digital, so is the hustle.